Hello everyone, Massive Das here for a bit of a weird video. Um, it's been just over 2 weeks now since the PlayStation Portal come out. I didn't actually get mine on launch day. I got mine on the 16th, and then I actually didn't even get to play it for the next day after that, due to work and stuff like that. So yeah, it has really sort of been a month for 2 weeks for me for the PlayStation Portal came out, basing on when I got mine, and we're not, I think it's only like 16 days from the launch day as when recording this. So yeah, pretty much 2 weeks, and in that 2 weeks, I've actually played quite a bit of the PlayStation Portal. I've played bits and pieces of different things. If on the channel there was a video of Dave playing Like a Dragon Gaiden, Man Who Raised His Name. While he's playing that, I was chatting to him. I was playing my Portal at the same time, so I was watching his stream on YouTube, chatting to him, playing my Portal, which I was playing Journey. So I played some Journey on the Portal, which I played all the way through. Journey I did play on the Vita on remote play, which is 8 years ago it seems now, because the trailer I'm using is the launch trailer for Journey on PS4, which was 8 years ago, sort of thing. So I can't exactly remember how well that went, but I played all the way through that. That was still a good time. Played some Flower as well on the Portal. That is not as good, mainly because it uses like motion controls. That's just great, like trying the Portal's motion compared stuff. But obviously, like you want to look at the screen, but you're moving the like thing forward or back. Weirdly, I think that had a native Vita version, which again would have used the motion and sort of thing. Wasn't keen on that, like on the Wii U either, when you had to move the gamepad forward. It's like I want to look at the screen, and if you're moving it forward or whatever. Games like Splatoon come to mind on that, but obviously that's moving the stuff on the TV, but obviously got the map on the screen. Sort of thing. So I've played and finished both of them on the Portal. Then a few other bits and pieces. Like I played an odd match with Crucible and Destiny 2. It seems to be jokingly the test game for new hardware. Like we played Destiny 2 on Stadia and that thing. I'm pretty sure Dave has played some Destiny 2 on Luna. I might be wrong on that. And obviously, like Destiny 2 had like a Series X update and a PS5 update. Played that, yeah. It played and ran fine. Played some Crucible. I did not do well. You may think, obviously, there's a recent video going up of Killer Instincts, which I don't do well in, so you might think, oh, that's just me. But it could be the lag, smaller screen, or whatever, sort of thing. But yeah, the game did seem to run like well, and a few other bits like that. Like I played some Ghostbusters, some matches on Ghostbusters. It helped me, get through the story, get to rank 50 on that game as well. So it's like, oh yeah, I can hop in on a match, do it on the Portal, watch yourself something else on TV, and thing. And that's things. So there's like the bits and pieces. One of the main games I've been playing on the Portal though is Star Ocean: The Second Story R, which is a remake, and which is in the 2D HD. It's actually, I believe, a remaster on the PSP, so kind of very PlayStation-ish. Obviously, the original was on PS1, there's a remaster on PSP, and now there's like a remake, which is in 2D HD. This one played like 11 hours and nearly all Portal play, and I've only had to charge the console or the like Portal like once or twice. Like my first day having it, this battery seemed to drain quite a bit. Turned down the brightness a tad, not a huge lot. I turned off like the light for the mute because yeah, I'm not using the Portal as like a mic or anything, so just turn that off. So I guess that saves a little power, saving that thing. I've barely had to charge it, and I've played like 11 hours of Star Ocean Second, which works ridiculously well on the Portal. I think it looks great, being a 2D HD game on the on the Portal system. It's one of those games where I've talked about, like a game I would normally buy on the Switch because it looks so good, and it's how I would prefer to play games like this in a portable system, like growing up with Pokemon and stuff like that, and RPG like this works really well, and I found, finding I'm getting that experience on the PlayStation now, and getting trophies and whatever. So really good. And then being like watching like the kind of funny podcast or Game Mess podcast on the TV, like you can just play and grind out, level up. Like I was struggling with the boss on the end of what would be chapter 1 or disc 1 of the original, so I just went and did some grinding. It's like, yeah, it's great. And then I started last night Goodbye Volcano High, which is a visual novel. And again, I think this works if you've obviously watching the trailer. The game looks like that all the way through, being a visual novel, so it looks really good on the Portal screen. And then you obviously make some choices, do some music and things like that. And I've actually played a couple visual novel games this year. I've played Harmony Fall of Reverie, which I thought was absolutely awful, and Stray Gods, and I played both of them on the TV, and they're not the sort of game that you really need to play on the TV, that sort of thing. And I think Stray Gods and even Harmony would have been a better experience playing on the Portal system. When I think TV play, I think obviously there's the trailer of the Portal at the start. I think Horizon, I think Spider-Man, I think these big experiences. And when I think portable play, again, very much with the Switch, like, I'm not, I don't like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, that, but that to me is like, oh yeah, I experience that on the TV, this big open world. I want, like, lush and that as possible. Oh, I want to play my Pokemon and my Sea of Stars and my Live Lives and stuff on the portable screen, and I have got that in this 2 weeks. And like I said, I've finished Flower, finished Journey. Okay, they're only like an hour long, so that's like 2 hours. I'm like 11 or 12 hours into Star Ocean, an hour into Goodbye Volcano, and maybe, I don't know, an hour or two in Goodbye. So I've played a good 15, 16 hours of Portal, which doesn't sound a huge lot in 2 week period, because I finished games like Robocop, for instance. I would think in that 2 week period, which is 12 hours on its own. But how I'm using the system is, like I said, I'm watching like a podcast or something like that. Oh, I've got an hour. That's on the TV. What I'm going to play? I'm going to grind out some Star Ocean and stuff like that. Yeah, so far it's been really good. We have mentioned it on the podcast, like, as soon as I got it in the first podcast we did. I do think Craig, if you listen to the podcast, would really like this. He's not a huge fan of his Switch. Obviously, he's more of an Xbox gamer, so if there was an Xbox version of this, and it's like, he could play Forza, he could play Gears, he could play Halo, he could play Jusant and Vember and 30 Suitors, all those Game Pass like indies and stuff like that, and do an odd race on Forza and stuff like that on a thing like this. I think he would love it. I think Dave would as well. I think he would appreciate he does like a handheld, but he does use this handheld more as a proper handheld. Like, I'm travelling on train, I want to play something while I'm waiting on train. I'm taking a flight or whatever, going on holiday. Obviously, that can't really be done as Portal as easily. So, I do think with Dave, I think he would get some use of it, similar to how I am, but not as much as Craig. I think so. I think the Lenovo G thing, is it that? No, it's the Logitech G. Sorry, that's the go. The other. I think something like that will actually work really well for Craig, and even myself now. Like, how much I've sort of used the Portal. I'm thinking, like, if I had the PlayStation Remote Play app on that which you obviously can get off the Play Store, plus like xCloud and Xbox's cloud thing. I think that's actually would most probably the best way to go. But the Portal is really, really comfy because it's basically a big DualSense. So that's the other thing compared to like using a Steam Deck in the past and using the Switch. None of them are that comfy. They're pretty big and bulky, especially like handhelds in the past, like the Vita or the PSP or even the 3DS, are much smaller. So even though like the slightly weird shapes with squares and that, they are kind of comfy compared to the thing. That's the big point I would go for the Portal over like the Logitech G, is without obviously holding one, how comfy it's most probably going to be in comparison, sort of thing. I don't know if anyone obviously watching this has had hands-on time with them, and obviously you do have the PC handhelds as well, which you can do a lot of this with, being basically PCs. You can get remote play and stuff on them. But anyway, have you got a portal yet? Are you thinking about getting one? Considering they actually seem to be very popular. I know, like in Spain, I think they did 6,000 in its first week, which seems quite impressive for an accessory on a system that you already need. But yeah, anyway, I've been Master Das. I'll see you again.